not hearing. We're supposed to hear. We're supposed to hear the video. 𝐒𝐲𝐴, the 𝐒𝐲𝐴 video. We need to hear it. Okay.
Lady Montano, mother of Machel, a prodigy son, a visionary mother, mother courage, mother conviction and confidence. Her prince of a son had a song to sing, and never too young was he to Soca. He would be king. It is all now history, and who better to tell the story than the mother of this royal family, Lady Montano, author of a remarkable personal memoir, most perfectly titled King of Soca. Long live the king and the Queen Mother. The whole kingdom today thanks you, my lady. We celebrate you, our beloved Lady Montano.
If you know anything about the ecstatic family, you know that every performance is preceded by a prayer. And back in the day, that was the domain of Monty. This evening, to get things started, we have an actual recording of Monty saying a prayer from a fete in the very late 90s.
Dear God, we thank you for strength and all your goodness. We ask you to help us give us the strength and courage to overcome problems, help us to concentrate, help us to cooperate, help us to love one another, help us to deliver. All this we ask in your name. Amen.
Minister of Education, Honorable Dr. 𝐂𝐤𝐐𝐤𝐚𝐥 𝐓𝐡𝐚, Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Honorable Randall Mitchell, the Mayor of Port of Spain, His Worship, Joel Martinez and Mrs. Martinez, Elizabeth, Lady Montano, Woman of the Hour, Machel Montano, and all other members of the Montano family, sponsors, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the launch of King of Soca, the biography of Machel Montano, written and published by the ultimate insider, Elizabeth Lady Montano. A round of applause would be nice for the folks in studio. I am 𝐒𝐨𝐧𝐿, and I'm here to give you an overview of how things are going to work this evening. And you might have figured out by now that we have two audiences. One is a small in-studio gathering here at GM Labs, courtesy the good folks at Guardian Media. And we have a much larger viewing audience taking in the show via CNC3, and of course, tuning in via our live stream to YouTube and Facebook. And I want to say a very special shout out to all of you who've taken the time to spend the next hour and a half with us this evening on this very special occasion. So this event is essentially a Montano production, which aims to enlighten, to entertain, and to inspire. So how are we going to do that this evening? Well, we have a mix of performances from spoken word artists, Farmer Nappy, and of course taking center stage later on, the King of Soca himself, Machel. But we can't forget the reason we're here today. The author, Elizabeth Lady Montano, will read for the first time from her book alongside Penelope Spencer, and she'll be interviewed by our goodly host, Maxine Williams. And I can't hand you over to Maxine without telling you a little bit about her. So Maxine Williams is a multifaceted Caribbean woman. A former St. Joseph Convent, Port of Spain student, Maxine had a career as a broadcast journalist, actress, and on-air presenter. How many of you out there knew that? I'm not sure. I did not even know that. She's also an attorney and has practiced both locally and in the UK. Human rights and development issues are close to Maxine's heart, and to that end, she's worked with multiple international organizations in these areas. Now living in the US, she's the head of diversity at Facebook, and she is a soca lover, a real soca lover, and apparently would die for a Julie Mango. And thankfully, she got here just at the end of mango season, and so hopefully she's had a few of those already. Maxine, over to you.
Thank you, 𝐒𝐤𝐴𝑑𝑖. And you know what? I got paid for this event. Today, Lady Montano gave me a Julie Mango. So that's it. Party done. Hello, everybody. It is such an honor to be here tonight, to host this amazing launch, to have seen the work that Lady has put in, and the mission, I think, behind this book, which, of course, we will talk about as we go through the evening. King of Soca, that's what we're here to talk about, the book, the biography, the journey. We are going to start off with a wonderful presentation by 𝐒𝐲𝐚 Hernandez, who, if you remember in 2005, one of the hits that Lady does mention in the book is You. 𝐒𝐲𝐚 has done a very special rendition, which we will all hear now.
Soca travels at the speed of sweat. So words fly over our heads like flag in fete. If you never feel faith in our 𝐂𝐥𝐤𝐚, you feel nothing yet. Cause church and stage is linked, direct, just breathe. You have to breathe. Slow down, shh. Breathe. You have to breathe, and you'll see that every single lyric is spirit, and our ears are witness to the worship within it. Like when I'm ready for the fete, in the toughest times, right there by my side, always at the ooh lolo. Let me do the soca thing. Let me do the soca thing and go back. DJ Kanoma. Let me get it back again. Let me do the soca thing. I always wanted to do that. Can't mess up Machel lyrics. Yeah? Get me back from the top. Nice. Soca travels at the speed of sweat. So words fly over our heads like flag in fete. If you never feel faith in our 𝐂𝐤𝐚, you feel nothing yet. Because church and stage is linked, direct, just breathe. You have to breathe. Slow down, shh. Breathe. You have to breathe, and you'll see that every single lyric is spirit, and our ears are witness to the worship within it, like ready to defend in the toughest times, right down to the end, always by my side. When I need a friend, I depend on you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Nothing could rise above my feelings for you. I give you all my love, and that times two. The strength to go all day, I get it from you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Cause you give me reason to jump for joy, you give me reason to live, yeah, you stay by my side, make everything light, you keep me alright, yeah, you can't tell me you never get baptized in a party, partly cause you're searching for something deeper, well, aren't we? So we call for God, hope he responds, pray he's really a Trini, and still sends his son, and when the son he sends, descends, the music in our heart beats 1 BPM, but it's more than just a minute, so we have to double M. That's how you get scripture from a soca anthem. Chorus now, you give me reason to jump for joy, you give me reason to live, yeah, you stay by my side, make everything right, you give me life, yeah, you make me feel to just jump around, you make me feel to go on and on, it's you every reason, you every season, you just breathe, you have to breathe, slow down, shh. Breathe. You have to breathe, and you'll see that every single lyric is spirit, and our ears are witness to the worship within it. Like when I rise, you pick me up. Like a newborn, you replenish my cup and make me feel strong. I could never get enough from you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and there is no short coincidence that this room is full of yous. All gathered there in gratitude, we might just pull up you or put thank in front of the word you, because we all thank God that the world heard you.
Yes. Yes, 𝐒𝐲𝐚. What a wonderful performance. Now I see the connection here. You're a perfectionist, just like Machel. Because how many people have been to a Machel performance where you hear him say, nah, low it down. I ain't hearing myself. Ready, bass. Start again. 𝐒𝐲𝐚 doing the same thing. Thank you. That was wonderful. Now, we are here tonight, And the reason that we have been able to see this masterpiece put together is because Lady has also been a collector. She has meticulously collected every piece of memorabilia, every clipping, every outfit, everything over these 40 years. And working with Dr. Johnson, Dr. Quinn Johnson, they've been able to put together digitizing and archiving a fantastic exhibition which follows the same course that the book does, going through the different years and different periods of her subject, Machel's life and career. So now we're going to hear from Ardeen, and she's going to interview Dr. Johnson as he talks about this collection and the exhibit.
As the Montano archivist, you've had quite a job to scale this down and present 40 years in this exhibition. Tell us about that. We're at the very start here, chapter 1.
Okay, so this exhibition, this is the supporting exhibition to the book launch. So it's thematically and physically ordered by chapter. So there's an introduction, and then there's chapters 1 through 7.
Right, so we're going to move over now to what appears to me to be the centerpiece of the exhibition, this turntable. It seems to me that the turntable sort of symbolizes a transition in the recording technology. So tell us a little bit about that and how that affects the organization of the book.
Okay, so the exhibition, as I said, what you're seeing here, everything here is featured in the book. So these are a few extracts from each chapter. So the author, for example, in chapter 2, covers the years 1982 to 1996. And here there are 15 albums published. Chapter 3, again, 1997 to 2006, another 15 albums are published. And there's vinyl, cassette, and CDs. Also in chapter 4, 2007 to 2014, there are 12 albums published.
And we know that there's a change, there's a shift from the CDs to the cloud as well. And that comes up in the later chapters.
Yes, so chapter 5, there are 3 albums, and those are the last CDs. Chapter 6, 3 albums, cloud storage, if you like. So we see the technologies run through the collection. And we have a turntable just for this evening.
And Quinn, I know there's so much we can drill down into in this exhibition. We know that this is something that comes right out of Machel. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, that artifact, it's from 2007, the Resurrect concert in New York, designed by Peter Machel, the hummingbird. So we've got the cape and the headpiece. It's part of the costume archive. So I thought that was a nice addition, which is in chapter 4, to install in this exhibition.
Quinn, thank you so very much for all of your work. I know there's so much that you'd like to talk about, and I know that the trophies are some of them. We have just 3 of the trophies of hundreds of trophies that belong to Machel. These are also in the book.
Yes, the archive, there are several hundred trophies. The author actually only features 3 in this book, 1 in 87, chapter 2, from the Barbados Song Festival, and the other 2 are in chapter 4, which is NLCB 2007, and of course, the Las Vegas 2014 Soul Train.
Thank you very much, Quinn. Maxine?
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Johnson. Now we're coming to one of the highlights of the evening, hearing from the author herself, Lady Montano. Now I have to say, I met Lady and Machel more than 2 decades ago in unusual circumstances, but then it seems like everything the Montanos do is a little unusual. I was at the time an attorney representing people who were injured at Real Unity. Real Unity being an event that is also covered in the book, of course. And you would think that coming from an adversarial point of view, we wouldn't have gotten close. But that's the thing. We respected each other, we admired each other, and we developed friendship. So here we are, all of these years later, together, representing the work of this 40 years. So Lady, she grew up in 𝐒𝐻𝐢𝐚𝐥. Wonderful, by the sea. If you see the pictures of Lady from a long time, put on your sunglasses when you're watching them. Something else. Lady was a teacher, she was a guidance counselor, and then as her son's career started to take off, she made a really difficult decision, which is to leave all of that in 1989 to focus on his career. And of course, the rest is truly history, to see where he was able to go through her support. Lady then, once he was on his way, she was able to go back and fulfill one of her lifetime dreams to get her master's in cultural studies. The subject she chose, her son Machel and his career. It was her thesis which then became the foundation for this book, The King of Soca. So, as the ultimate insider, we would love to hear from Lady the author about the King of Soca.
Good evening, everyone. I am very, very, very happy to welcome everybody as friends, as co-workers, as fans, as helpers, as just interest in culture, interest in Trinidad and Tobago. Today, I don't want to speak too much because I want you to read about it and then I'll be interviewed. But this evening, I want to say all of us who are gathered here and what you are seeing as you look around, it's a reflection of what is in the book. Tonight, we are bringing to life the King of Soca. What you see is what you are going to read. You just saw a performance by a young artist, and he was doing one of the very first songs appearing in the book. Now, he's not in the book, but he represents one of the things in the book that we always try to show off or to assist young artists to develop their potential. And this is why the spoken word artists, as you will see two more, were chosen tonight, giving them an opportunity to show off their potential. So that's one. And then we will meet people who are in the book, who were featured in the book, and who were instrumental in the King of Soca. Now, the first question I get is, what inspired you to write this book, or when did you think about this book? This book started in 1974, when my son was stillborn. And from that very day, when life was brought into him, I knew there was something special. And after that, in 1982 and the years that followed, my nuclear family, Winston Monty Montano, Marcus Montano, and Machel Montano, we started this journey. My big son, Marcus, takes the fame for discovering his brother. You always remember, I am the one who discovered him. Monty, in the beginning, was the manager, but when his job called, which was offshore, I took over. And I tried my best until 2014, and you'll meet also, he's not here today, but the man who has brought Machel to where he is today. You will also meet one of the boys, now a man, who started with us from the very beginning. He tells his story of how he met Monty and Monty's family, Farmanapi. And we are very proud of him when we look at him today. So I don't want to be too long, but as I said, the journey has taken us 4 decades. And we couldn't do this alone. We have a very strong support system. And this, again, is mentioned in the book, and it's going to come alive today when we are going to honor 3 of our longest members, still going. Some old as the hills, and some still young. You will see them, very dedicated people. And this I bring out in the book, where you can't do anything alone. No man is an island. And I can boast that we have a very, very strong support system behind the King of Soca. And I am a proud mother because I am always saying, when they ask me, oh, God, you must be real proud that your son is a captain in Caribbean Airlines and your other son is a big entertainer. I say, no. What I'm proud of is that Monty and myself inculcated certain core values in these two boys, including Nappy, as young boys. And today, we see those values manifest in them as men. And that is what makes us proud. So I want you all to enjoy what you see tonight and know that you're going to get it in living color in the King of Soca. I thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Montano. On behalf of the Divas Calypso Cabaret International and my family's behalf, I'd like to take this opportunity to really congratulate you on your 40 years in the music industry. And as an entertainer, you have been an exemplar, a leader, someone who motivated the Caribbean youth in believing in themselves and in believing in the music we call soca. Thanks for all of your achievements. Thanks for your dedication. Thanks for your commitment to the art of calypso, soca, and more importantly, to the establishment and globalization of Carnival.
What an honor to be able to send up blessings and congratulations to Elizabeth Lady Montano, one of my favorite people in the entire world. The legacy and foundation and core values that you've built your entire organization and this cultural movement. You've literally taken soca to the universe. So when I stepped in at 33 years of you managing Machel, it was a breeze, and you've set up such an easy road for me to walk and carry this forward with. Thank you so much. You are the ultimate insider. I'm so excited about this book, and we have our own nickname for you. We call you the drone because Lady is literally there hovering in every single WhatsApp group, phone conversation, everything, and knows when to step in, when to stay stealth. And we're so grateful and we love you so much. Congratulations again on this book launch.
Let's go. I like to reckon this is a music fam. Good afternoon to each and every one. Anybody know Machel verse? Sing with me. Early in the morning, come let me do some farming. Plant your foot them from on the land. This is the music farm. Pick up your shovel and hoe. Get ready to go. It's a the garden planting time, so you see the wine. You see, domina, 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 Trinidad. You see, domina Trinidad, we have a music farm. And on that farm we got girl by million. See, jump around with her, put your hand in the air with her, put your rocks up, flats up, choke, choke. You see, down in Trinidad we have a music farm. Listen, when me Trinidad posse, look they getting on wassy. I am the butcher that slaughter the lamb on the music farm. You see, spray your fertilizer, make the crops go. More monitors in the mind. A farmer not be running the show. E-I-E-I-O. Nyam, Trinidad. You see, down in Trinidad we have a music farm. And on that farm we got girl by million. You see, jump around with her, put your hand in the air with her, put your racks up, flags up, choke. You see, down in Trinidad we have a music farm. 𝐒𝐲𝐢𝐚𝐥, nice. Let's go. Yes. All you come. That's a lie. I go bring my friends and they go bring your friends and we friends will all line together. Just decide who homes will I'm in it. Right here in the back. Yeah, jam. But licky tingy, Israel rise and repeating I am right here in the back. Yeah, jam. Go shut in the kitchen, grab a pot and then start beating. Well, every backyard must have an announcer. Someone who will give the order to give house shoes and safety tips. So when you wind down low, break your hip. We don't need no big promoter. The neighbors go be responsible. So when you see the police, tell them come get something to eat right now in the back. Yeah, jam. But licky tingy, Israel rise and repeating right here in the back. Yeah, jam. Go shut in the kitchen. Listen. Well, every yard must have a whiner, a hot girl to show up she bumper. Who will go down start wine and roll it like Alice Hines. We don't need no big promoter. The neighbors go be responsible. So when you see the police and them we not rushing up the streets, we are in the back. Yeah, jam. But licky tingy, Israel rise and repeating I am right here in the back. Yeah, put up the music. Go straight in the kitchen, grab a pot and then start beating, you hear me? Thank you very much. I never really write a speech. It's just two things I need to say this afternoon that stay in my mind and stay in my life for years and years and years. One thing, she was a guidance officer in school. And we always in the Calypso tent, and we reaching home late on a Sunday night. And the first 2 periods was principal of accounts, and I used to be sleeping in the class. The teacher actually put me out of the class. I came, I said, lady, she put me out. She said, you don't worry yourself, we're gonna pass the subject. And a year after, I got a General 2 in principal of accounts. Thank you, lady. The last thing I gotta say to you is, I'll never forget, in Technical Institute car park, you came back to the car angry. And you said something to us and stick to me. And I said to my children every day, you said, you're going to fight for us, but tell you the truth. I tell you the truth right through, so I'm happy now, and thank you, lady. Thanks very much.
How beautiful, beautiful. All right, we're going to toss now to Lady and Penelope Spencer, who are going to give us a little tease, reading from the preface, and perhaps a little bit from the end of the book.
A miracle birth. It was Sunday, November 24th, 1974 at 10:30 a.m. Monty rushed me to the hospital. I was in severe pain and hemorrhaging with my second pregnancy, but the baby was early. We reached the hospital where the doctor checked for the fetal heartbeat, but there was none. The baby will be stillborn, he informed us. Later that afternoon, I received blood donated by Monty. Immediately, I felt a tingling in my passage. I asked the doctor, although the baby is dead, would I still experience this feeling? Yes, he replied. I pleaded with him to cut me to take the baby, but he was adamant that it didn't make sense. Can you imagine how I was feeling? All this while, my doctor was sat there whistling, trying to make me feel comfortable. Come on, Montano, force! And I did. The baby head came out, and then he continued to insist, Montano, force as if you're constipated. I closed my eyes, and with the greatest series of pushing, the baby eventually came out. But no crying was heard, no movement. After a few moments, the doctor started pumping out mucus, pouring ice over the baby's heart, administering oxygen and slapping the infant. The baby made a faint cry. The doctor turned to me and whispered, "You had a boy, and he will not be sick one day." Before Machel was rushed off to an incubator. But the action didn't stop there. When my son was brought back to me later on, it was not my baby. 2 boys were born at the same time and their name tags were exchanged. Can you believe it? From that moment, I knew in my heart that Machel was destined for a purpose. Little did I know just how great his journey would become. Machel 𝐒𝐤𝐴𝑠us Montano is definitely a gift.
Nothing happened overnight. Only after decades of searching, exploring, questioning, innovating, and risk-taking did Machel find what he was seeking. His true path to an authentic self as a person and as an artist, 2 interwoven and inseparable strands. On this journey, Machel gave selflessly to others. His career is filled with collaborations that moved soca to new heights and brought soca to new audiences. And he didn't stop there. Machel guided and encouraged young artists to build a new generation of successful soca artists. When we consider the attributes that Machel exhibited from his early years, it's no surprise that he has been successful. Yet, without the help and support of others to help him build a sustainable business model, one that focused not just on his career, but also on his personal transformation. Would he have become the king of soca? Would his music have transformed the soca genre and transcended international boundaries? Would he have spawned a new generation of artists? I think not. You can change your world, but you can't do it alone. And you must be willing to change yourself in the process. That takes courage. Willingness to learn from your mistakes, and also generosity of heart, mind, and spirit. Thank you.
Here is 12-year-old former junior calypso monarch, Mr. Machel Montano.
Say, rush this child to the incubator. And then he say, "You had a boy." I say, "He'll be all right." He say, "Yes, every day." And at that moment, I just thought, well, you know, some miracle took place. Something had to happen. One day I say, "But listen now, Machel could sing." Hear how the boy song and good. Apart from the good guitar works from his brother.
Hi, I'm Machel, leader of the band, lead vocalist, and backup keyboardist. I love my country. I performed Paris, Jamaica, and the Jam Fest with musical youth and other stars, you know, Washington, Baltimore, New York.
The zest of Machel, the energy and the zest make people believe that it's a bit different.
Machel Montano and Ecstatic!
Machel and Ecstatic, they have taken on a responsibility to do something different.
Looking at him on stage, he just generates something into the audience.
And you know that in life I always tell him that he's here for a purpose. And his purpose is not yet fulfilled.
Are you ready? Let me hear you say, yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah!
basically...
It is that time
What
of the
happened?
evening where I speak to the author about the book. I have so many questions. She don't even know. All right, lady, let's start with an easy one. You always do things differently. Atypical. Tell me about your vision for this book, this format, this evening.
Well, I'm always thinking, and things are always going through my mind. And when they go through my mind, I have this special image that is in color. I don't see my world in black and white. I don't see my culture in black and white. I see my culture very colorful. And therefore, this is one of these things that stayed with me, and I decided that I am going to do the book in full color. Also, when I did my thesis, I didn't have a chance to use anything from my archive. I spent 40 years collecting it, and I always wanted to share it. And I got the opportunity, and I decided that I am going to include it in the book. So you will find that there are a lot of pictures, colorful pictures, the trophies. You have newspaper articles with the controversies. You have, recommendations. You have people congratulating us for things that have been done, and it goes on. Yeah. And I was very happy that I could do it. And to do it, I decided I will also self-publish. Because if I had to go with a publisher, they'll say black and white, only text. You can't write that. How could I tell a story that is going to be interrupted or told by somebody else who is not the ultimate insider?
Aye, aye, aye. Now, you describe in the book this as a story of success. But there are many times you also talk about really hard times. And every time you are the one who is there with Machel, holding his hand, looking in his eye. He's looking to you for counsel. I want to know, even though you've done the objective thing as the author to write about the subject, you are also a character in the story. So I would love to know, how are you feeling in some of those moments?
Well, the kind of person I am, anytime I'm faced with a challenge, I always think the first thing, what I have to do. If I can do something, I am going to do it. That is the way I am. Since from small, I have been what you call a problem solver. I lived with my mother, my grandmother, and my sister, and I was always like a leader. Our childhood wasn't one that was very easy, but I was always there, sometimes to lead the way. So when a situation comes up, I'm ready to go. And Machel knows that. He'll come to me, lady, I want so and so and so and so. Boy, and I will go to all ends, and then he'll come and say, lady, I don't mean now, you know. I don't mean now. You can take your time. Because, he knows.
Drone, activate.
Activate. And he'll always say, like, even today, when I say, he say, I need this. I say, okay, I'm going to think that. He say, no, lady, not now, not now. But that's the way I am, and there's this saying where you ask, Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So that once I could do something, you could bet your bottom dollar doing it. If I can't do it, I sleep real deep, because I know no matter what, the sun is going to rise in the morning.
All right. As you talk about, your position in this, as a mother, for instance, the book takes us through these different chapters of Machel's life. And one of those you describe as the Whiner Boy chapter. And you talk about him as a sex symbol and these sexual sort of movements all the time. As a mother, were you conflicted at all? That you're your young boy up there who stillborn, and now he on the stage gyrating? Like, how did you process that? Was there any conflict in you?
Never a conflict. Because I am a lover of my culture, and that is part of my culture. And if I find conflict in it, then I'm being hypocritical. Because if I am home or if I'm somewhere else, I will do it too. So that I always accept, and although Machel will say, come lady, take it down, But I always accept it as part of the culture, and I know that that's all it is. It is not that you're trying to be disrespectful or anything, and it's cool with me. If it's cool with him, it's cool with me.
You and him together, the insider. I mean, you're so much the ultimate insider that you actually were inside jail together.
Yes.
Or it was on the
that.
inside.
We were both.
And that is also covered in the book. That's one of the stories that we get, how the two of you all get arrested together and put in jail.
Yes.
Now, those are some of those difficult moments, right? And you have to find the resilience. You talk about the qualities of successful people. And I get the sense that what you wanted to do in this book is to show people what that road is truly like.
Yes.
How hard it can be, but how you build up. How do you build yourself back up when you're in those difficult moments?
How do I? Well, I never go down in the first place. As you know, I'm a fighter. And once I see something coming at me and you hear Nappy say, talk the truth, know the truth, right? So like that particular instance, when we were in St. Martin or going to St. Martin, we had 27 pieces of luggage. And when we got there, you know me again, I see on the bags coming and I see this dog sniffing. And they sniffed 2 bags, and then he got a reward for that. I said, wait, somebody get catch. I didn't know it was me and Machel. So I went my merry way. The next thing you know, Machel was invited to a press conference. And somebody called me and said, Machel got arrested. Boy, I say, for what? And I think Nappy and one of the other boys went with me. And one of the worst things I could have ever experienced was seeing Machel behind bars. So we went upstairs and we sat down, and the officer asked me, told me, you know, so-and-so and this, and we found 2 bags of marijuana weighing 90 pounds in your luggage with your name and Machel's name. So I started to laugh because I said, this have to be a joke. Because first to begin, we lived in Jamaica for 3 years studying, and I know that they scan your bags from the gate. I don't know if they do it anymore. And then they scan it again, a second time, right? At that time, it was 70 pounds. The bag's supposed to be 90 pounds. They told me there was Elizabeth Montano name on it and Machel Montano name. Our boys could tell you, we don't put Machel name on any bags when we travel. And I don't put my full name. E. Montano. So then I started to laugh, because I know it had to be a joke. The officer said to me, don't laugh, you know, in this country there are no bail. And you two, you are also arrested.
Inside.
Inside.
All right, we're going to leave them there with the cliffhanger. This story
Read
is
the rest.
in the book.
In the book.
Get the book, you're going to see the rest of the story.
Hi, I'm Dana Shigon, digital media consultant from Machel Montano and Monk Music Group. Just want to say huge congratulations to Lady on her tremendous achievement of publishing the King of Soca book. With her knowledge of the industry and Machel and his career, of course, there's nobody better to have written that book. Also want to say big congratulations to Machel, the King of Soca himself, on 40 years in the music business. It's been incredible to see the crazy numbers you're running up on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, socials in the past decade. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with you both, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Hi, Momilas. Congratulations on the publication of your book, King of Soca. Enjoy this moment, this milestone, amongst all the many milestones of, you know, your time as a parent, not just to Machel, but all the kids. I know that being a parent is really, really your number one job. Thank you for all the advice through the years on parenting. Thank you for being there. You're a wonderful mother, and I aspire to be just like you someday. Congrats again. Enjoy this moment. Love always.
Moving things along, a classic from 1998, Toro Toro.
Amiga.
He got the mad bull fever.
He got the mad bull fever. Oi.
She got the mad bull fever.
She got the mad bull fever. Hey.
He got the mad bull fever.
He got the mad bull fever. Oi.
He got the.
She got the.
He got the.
She got the charge. Everyone has a mad bull inside.
And one trigger can make the fever climb. When you see mad bull just slide and hope matadors in sight, I see a mad bull loose in an office chair, shirt and shoes, frustrated by a boss. And of course, frustration could make a man toss everything to the side. Boss, look at mad bull inside. Charge! He want a higher wage.
Charge.
Workers in a rage.
Charge.
He tongue turn a 12 gauge. Mad bull fever, mash up the place. Charge! You a higher wage.
Charge.
He tongue turn 12 gauge.
Charge.
He want a higher wage. Mad bull fever, mash up the place. Charge! Everyone has a mad bull inside. And one trigger can make the fever climb. When you see mad bull just slide and hope matadors somewhere in sight, I see a mad bull loose. Highway, slow lane, going in a cruise. While the driver behind her was soon coming to find that only a thin line divides the man from the mad bull. So he honked his horn at her, but all she heard was slander and libel. Charge! She tongue turn razor. Throw every family member.
Charge.
No lime, call or freezer could reduce this mad bull fever. Charge! He should have wait. She in the slow lane. Open the gate. Open the gate. 5, 6, 7, 8. Charge!
I see a man waving a bloody red flag in front of Mad Bull. And he didn't know what he was doing, didn't recognize the stance the Mad Bull was taking, head down, phone up, quick footsteps, the calm before the storm. Seemingly relaxed, but ever alert and ready to charge. So as soon as he fixed him out to suit, she let go this string of words. Take that suit and buy a tie and go to church with it on Sunday morning. Her words, like a bull pistol cross his back. You could see the shame flooding his face. You see you must leave the mad bull alone.
Charge!
Because if looks could have killed,
Charge!
he on the ground lying still.
Charge!
If he did no better, he
Charge!
wouldn't experience the mad bull fever.
Charge!
Let she pass straight.
Charge!
Let she pass straight.
Open the gate. Open the gate. 5, 6, 7, 8. Charge!
Oh my gosh! Yes, give it up for them. That was Shanique Saunders and Deron Sandy. And I just want to say that these performers are not just amazing, but they are also all finalists in the National Slam Poetry Competition, with Deron being the 2021 reigning champion. People, give them another round of applause. See how the youth's coming out. Fantastic. All right, a little bit of a switch now. We want to take a moment to give some thanks, to recognize support to just a few people who have just supported Machel, supported Lady over these 40 years. And we're so grateful that they're able to join us here this evening. What better way to show the gratitude than to present each of them with their own copy of this beautiful book, which is itself a piece of art. Mrs. Montano, over to you to present the books. I'd like to call on stage right now the Minister of Education, the Honorable Nyan Gadsby Dolly.
To you, my dear, hope that I can come to these schools. Thank you.
Next, Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, the Honorable Randall Mitchell.
Thank you very much for the support. Thank you. Okay.
Minister of Trade and Industry, the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon.
Thank you very much for everything.
Wonderful. You've done so well.
Thank you. Thank you.
And His Worship, the Mayor of Port of Spain, Joel Martinez. Collecting on his behalf is his wife.
Thank you.
It's a family thing.
Okay. Look him coming, look him coming. You still stay here, no? Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you. That's it. That's it.
All right. So, we've heard from the author.
Also, congratulations to my brother Machel. 40 years, what a journey. And this piece of work is important, not just because it tells my brother's story, but it was such a large chunk of our music industry over the last couple decades, and it's important to archive this for generations to come. So, lady, congratulations one more time. Beautiful. The king of soca.
Hey, it's your girl Ashanti. Make sure you go and buy Mama Machel's book, King of Soca. You heard it right here first. Mwah! Bless.
All right. So we've heard from the Queen Mother, the author. You tonight are the subject, mister.
All right.
It is always a strange experience when someone describes you, right? Because like sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. You don't see yourself that way. When you look at this book, did she get it right?
Well, I haven't looked at the book in totality yet. I'm still waiting to read through it. But, you know, I don't really have a concrete, you know, identification of who I am.
Oh.
So I'm not really concerned. I grew up my whole life with people calling me Machel, Michael, Michael, Machel, you know, all these different things. And it was never really something that bothered me. You know, I don't hold on to any defined edges. So I love to be interpreted by people in their own way, however they see it, however they see it fit. And sometimes it's entertainment to me to see what you think about me.
Right.
You know, so I am really worried about whether she gets it right. I know lady know these stories.
Correct.
And she knows some of these stories that even I myself can't remember. I just have to go to her. You know, tonight I was telling her, I went and I know singing some songs tonight, and I was like, what year this song? I sing this song, and what year? And she pulled out a whole discography, like from 1982 to now with every song, what year. I say, I need a copy of this. She said, let me call Simone and get it right now. I said, lady, not now.
Drone, activate.
But I would love to have a copy of this. You know, so really and truly, she's the ultimate insider for real, because, you know, this project, as I say, this is not just Machel Montano, is like Optimus Prime. It's like a transformer, you know, and, you know, the limbs will be controlled by Marcus. You know, the brain will be controlled by Monty, and the heart will be controlled by Lady, and I just wear in the face.
Right.
I just doing the smiling. So I trust, you know.
No, but you were interviewed for this book. And
yes.
An interesting quote I saw in there was you were talking about when you decided to sing your own songs instead of doing covers.
Right.
And that's a big choice, right? Because at the time, that's what was happening, covers.
Yeah.
And you said then, all we have to do is bring out an album every year with 5 or 6 hits. We're going to do that. Now, I remember when I tried to make one song back in the day, and you said to me, nah, Maxie, nah.
This ain't for you.
This ain't for you.
You can talk.
Yes. You said, do I put on a tie and go to court? No. So come off the stage, that's not yours.
Yeah.
How you knew you could make 5 or 6 hits every year? I understand being a perfectionist, but this is sort of unreal, and then you did it.
Yeah. I mean, you never really know. You have to, you know, some people like to say fake it till they make it, but you're not really faking it. You're actually willing it to happen. So you're going there, and the first time we had an album like that was Big Truck in '97. And we were getting real licks in the industry. You know, we had the Bajan Invasion and all the Barbados hits and things, Crossfire, Alison Hines. And then we had the 𝐒𝐸𝐴 Caravan with General Grant and all this kind of dancehall, real stylish music. And I was here making calypso, and I couldn't get the young people to love calypso. So I was like, look, We need to do something different. We need to take this into our own hands. I told the band we need to go in the studio and we need to try to get 5 hits, and we're not coming out until we get it. If we fail, we'll go back in the next year, and we'll go back in the next year until we get it. And that year we came out with Pretty Girl, Music Farm, Big Truck, Calypso Nice. We had the album with all the hits, but it's just that, you know, intention is there.
Yeah.
And once you put in the work, you know, the things will start to flow. So I didn't really know, but I was keeping my fingers crossed.
Well, you did it.
Yeah.
And one thing that was constant in there is the energy.
For
so
sure.
Che, your manager, talked in the book about the energy the two of you have, individually and together, that you could stay up all night for days.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about we going back in the studio, if we don't get it, we're going back again. What is that energy like? So in the book, Lady describes it and what it produces. But inside of you, are you conscious of your energy? What does that feel like? Because it does seem a little out of the ordinary level of energy.
Well, you see, there's a point when it goes beyond you, and you know, your outer body. Like, you know, say outer body, back to yourself. Your outer body, because you're riding something that is beyond physical, something that is coming in. And we stay up whole night, we don't eat, but we love what we're doing, and we really want to please, and we really want to achieve. So sometimes, you know, you don't even know that it's happening. On stage, I'll have a twisted ankle, and I'll be going good for the whole show, and when I come off stage, I'll be in pain. You only feel it when you settle down. And, you know, there is something that you realize in this music business, that when you think this is your limit, if you really push, you could go further. I remember doing the Big Truck when we had all those hits, and we wanted hits, and we wanted to be the biggest band. I used to say, look, we have to do 5 power soca songs back to back to back to back and show people that we have it. And I will be there singing, and by the third one, I feeling to throw up. And I'll run off on the side of the stage, throw up, and run back on, and just keep going until one day I really figured out how to go beyond the physical limit and how to ride that wave of something that you I can't express it to you, I can't tell you what it is. Yeah. It must be divine, but it is beyond. And once you go for it, you'll surprise yourself. And that is where that energy really comes from. It's not something that you have to depend on yourself, but you have to actually forget about yourself and move.
Well, Lady in the book sort of paints it as this journey that other people can be inspired by. She lists some of the qualities: resilience, risk-taking, creativity, all of the things that together in your energy were able to produce so much success over the 40 years. So this is really a great lesson for us to understand, not to blueprint, but a little bit of a guide for what it looks like to be on this journey. So thank you for being the subject as well, because now we get a record that all of us can benefit from.
Happy.
Education minister, because it have certain things going on, and I wonder if he is aware. Everybody running their mouth and talking school children bad, and the things they're saying, I mean, as man, I just get real mad. I admit that it have a few, but some teachers doing wrongs too. So is this a case of do as I say, but don't dare to do as I do? Punctuality should be one of our watchwords. So they punish me if you reach your school on time. But when they putting me out the gate, some teachers come into school late. So why condemn me, Mr. Minister, when I'm just following the footsteps of my teacher?
𝐿𝐲𝐬. No introduction, just me? Just me, all right. Good evening to everybody. Thank you so much for this wonderful moment. I want to thank Lady Montano for this opportunity and this great archival work, and most importantly, you know, the sharing. Because for me, my motto every day is, for a long time now, is make music reflecting the highest expression of who I am. and take it to the corners of the globe. So I spent many years taking it to the corners of the globe, and I realized, you know, it started to refine itself as a motto. It was just, you know, express the highest expression of who you are and share it with others. And I realized just doing that, you could keep inspiring more and more people to find, you know, heights that are not yet achievable, but yet is always the potential. So I just do that. I share my journey with others, and I thank Lady for sharing this journey with us. So I was asked to perform a couple of songs tonight, and I say, in this intimate setting, I'll try to keep it campfire side kind of vibes, and I decided to do it unplugged. And some of these songs that the spoken word artists performed today, I wrote, especially You, which is, you know, a song I wrote with my dad in a very, very tough time, and we were talking about you. And that batch of songs, that was 2005 from the Ecstatic Experience, I call them the God songs. Because the trick that people don't know is I write most of these songs in conversation with God. And then I have to turn it into something that I could make money with. So I have to change God to girl. I just give you a little trick there, right? But this one song that I want to start with, I was definitely reaching out. It was a very low period. And I said, God, you know, I need you. I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you. And somehow he put a guitar in my hand. It's the first time I ever had. I learned 2 chords. I went on YouTube and I learned 2 chords. And with those 2 chords, I used to go and sit down by the side of the road and just strum it, trying to find how God could come through me and come to me. And I don't want to give this full story because I feel I have to save this story for my book. Really. Joke is joke. Joke is joke. But anyway, let me just, the short of the story is, I felt like the yearning of love is like the yearning for God. So I was like, all right, God, if you're good and come in a woman. You know, I could do that woman. I want to see that woman, if I watch it in the crowd, I want to see that woman put up her hand and say, me. I will take care of you. I will be there for you. So I start to say, well, what kind of woman I will be, boy? What she will look like? Come on, beat Tamba. And when I say what she would look like, I start thinking, I want her to look like strong, confident, stamina, real dedication. And I start thinking, and I say, you know, something like my mother. No fellas don't like women like their mother, but I sort of think, this woman always there for her children. She never running about all over the place, studying clothes. So this is the song that I wrote. And I'll sing what it was first when it was God, right? It was like this. Whoa, 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 boy. Yeah. I need you right now. 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 Show me your hand and lead my way. You're the one that I want by my side every night and day. It's been so long, I've been searching inside, that I need you right now, God, in my life. So you gotta say, yeah. Do it when I say yeah, you answer. Yeah. And then now I decide, okay, let me sing about her. So I sing about her now. Show me a hand, 'cause you no run a relay. You only got one man, and stamina to go night and day. You're with your man so long, they call you Miss Good Reputation. You run a good marathon, and you the pass from hand to hand like no button. Man so long. You're singing one, so it go like this. You're with your man so long, long. You keep singing one song. Relationship so strong. Nothing can go wrong. Anything that you say, yeah. You're getting it whole day from Monday. Anything that you need, he giving you with speed because you're good indeed. So girl, show me your hand. Cause you no run a relay. You only got one man and stamina to go night and day. You're with your man so long, they call you Miss Good Reputation. You run a good marathon and you don't pass from hand to hand like no baton. Yeah. Watch it. I say, nice clothes, all the nice cars, all the best drinks, buy the best bars. Look at you, girl, how you stay far, you're so faithful. Yeah. In all the Riri and all the CC, them in the night time, you in the day. Look at you, girl, no matter what they say, you're so faithful. And I need you right now. I need you right now. I need you right now. I need you right now, lady. Show me your hand. Cause you no run a relay. You only got one man and stamina to go night and day. You with your man so long, they call you Miss Good Reputation. You run a good marathon and you don't pass from hand to hand. Next one. This is another one from the God songs. This one was in a tough time for me too. And I was asking God, why don't you just take me up there to live with you? And then I remember, be careful what you wish for. So I said, okay, I don't want to come and live, but I would like to come up once or twice and just lime, maybe dance. So I wrote this song. I know I've done so many wrong things in the past. Still what we have is everlasting. I don't wanna bring those old memories back, no. I just wanna love again. Oh, I spent so many lonely nights upon this pillow, watching my life go away. Now it's time for me to come out of this house, whoa. Cause when I hear soca music play, I just wanna dance with you. Party over here now for two. Cause God, I get this feeling that's so true. Whenever I'm dancing with you. Oh, come on. We're gonna rock a fete tonight. I say, come on. We're gonna rock a club tonight, yeah. Come on, rock tonight. Me and you. Listen. You got those crazy moves that take my blues away. Even when you're standing still, I wanna be with you like every night and day. Do anything for you, I will. Oh, no more lonely nights up inside this household. Come with me into the street. This is our time to give it all we got. Oh, so let's move these happy feet, cause I just wanna dance with you and party over here now for two. Cause God, I get this feeling, it's so true. Whenever I'm dancing with you. So being a economist Farmer, I didn't do principles of accounts or business. I just cheap. So I decided, that was 2005, right? So I decided in 2007, I'll be using the same chords. Same chords. And I learned this on YouTube too. So I use the same chords and I do something again. I say, let me write a different song. This one is another true story. But this one wasn't God, this one was Gil. All she said she wanted is one wine from me. All she said she needed was a little bit of my time. She never expected to get so addicted to my wine. She said, are you gonna hurt me? Am I your statistic? A victim of your circumstances? Or will I just get evicted from this loving safety? Please don't disappoint me. Everybody sing, not this time. And give me one more wine. One more wine. One more time. One more time. Give me one more. Well, yeah, 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 yeah. One more time. Let's find. Just cause she bumper fat, she gotta get a wine on that. She pushing but a hole in back. She gotta get a wine on that. She look good, is a natural fact. Yeah. She gotta get a wine on that. I'm not leaving until all this sing with me, eh? So everybody sing after me. Say, oh, 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 oh. One more time, one more time, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. Congratulations, lady. Can I get a round of applause for Tamba, please? Thank you.
Tell me where you got started in the whole music business.
I think I started way back when I was just about 7. And people saying come out and they don't want me doing it.
And you know that in life, I always tell him that he will do things that will influence people.
They don't know whether he's a boy or a man.
1997 can easily be described as the year Machel Montano became a man and a monarch.
And they can't keep up with it.
When I'm just following the footsteps of my teacher.
We just wanted to be a band to go birthday parties and sing and little bazaars and that kind of stuff. Eventually, keep developing it. Hey, jump, 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 jump away. Jump away, jump away, jump away. Before Music From come, like Taya, he was there and they was just laughing, and you know, every time I come the kicks and they laugh, you know what I mean? And then when I went back to New York and then I said, well, Machel, farm, and they started to jump up again and pelt out farm, but it's all good because we have a whole library or something.
We cannot end this evening without hearing from the man who discovered Machel Montano. Throwing it back to Marcus Montano for some thank yous.
Thank you very much for recognizing. It's a pleasure. First of all, most important, I want to congratulate my mother. Congratulations, Mommy. I'm proud of you. Or, being a parent is normally the opposite way around. You tell your kids. So, good job, Mother. All right. Guys, I have a small role this evening. Just over 44 years ago, some young people gathered in our garage on a little journey, a little experiment. As the experiment got louder, we attracted a lot of people to come in and see what we were doing. Throughout the journey, we lost a few, and then there were those that hung on white-knuckled and stayed. So to help me do this, let me call Nappy. He helped us move in when we got to Superior, and he never left, so he should be here. He never left. All right, and so over the 40 odd years, we want to recognize or we want to honor 3 special people that stayed with us throughout. And first of all, well, we'll do beauty before age. I'd like to present Simone Bacchus. Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you.
Harold Bash. Congratulations. Thank you.
Respect.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
And last and not least, Sebastian Steve Charles. Looking so dapper. Thank you very much. Congratulations. So that's it for us tonight. Back to you, Maxine. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to all of the honorees, and congratulations again to the author, Elizabeth Montano. It has been my honor to be a part of this, to host this evening, and I truly wish that everyone will explore what I see as a cultural record and a beautiful piece of art and storytelling in this book. As we close the evening, we're going to get you out with another young man who has all of the energy we talk about, who you may remember from 2014 in his amazing performance in Machel Monday. 𝐒𝐤𝐞𝐜𝐢𝐚 is going to give us his rendition now to take us out on a positive, upbeat note of We Not Giving Up.
40 years without giving up. 40 years headed to the top. 60 years as a nation, we're not giving up. 60 years as a people, we headed to the top. 40 years till the very last drop. But this is the way, walk in it. You hear the children say, well, right. I remember when the East Dry River used to be wet with talent. And pan was the in thing. And man and woman used to jam till sunrise. Back then every day was Juve. Man and iron, iron and man. When that small side street in Pinal housed Africans and Indians so close, they call themselves Neguli. The media mash up Lavanti, and we watch them do it. The youth fountain bleeding red, 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 red. And still in the morning, more will be dead. Mothers will lose sons, and half of Trinidad will be darker than today. Woodford Square gone soft with cowards. Where Eric when you need him? You just used to take pride in the city and still find time for the history. And now look at we, half awake and half asleep. Whatever happened to blessed are the meek? And here do I walk through the valley. And God is a Trinity. Rugged is the road of a nation. Long is the road of a people. Rugged is the road of the greatest musician. Long is the road of the greatest soca man. But this is the way, walk in it. Because in that night we pray, and in that day we play, and the angels will guide our way. When you hear the children say, I had a dream, I had a dream. I see a nation freed. Man, woman, and child, black, brown, and white, living like the colorblind. He's gonna realize his time is time is time to done away with all this crime. Give Jack the jacket and let them have it. Who lost, we will find them. Who playing bad, we will refine them. If David mash up Goliath, then we could build back paradise. His years, now we waiting. Everybody have the right answer, but nobody asking the right questions. To mash up the system and make them the victims. It's high time we realize the sinews of a free nation is written not in their constitution, but reconstitution. So keep moving, headed to the top. Keep grooving, we're not giving up. 40 years without giving up. 60 years as a nation, we're not giving up. Keys to the city, we headed to the top. Keys to the city, we love you very much. Keys to the city, we headed to the top. Keys to the city, we love you very much. Lady, we made it. But this is the way, walk in it. And you hear the children say, love you, Machel. Love you, lady. Monty.
All right, and that was our final spoken word performance. I want to see our final performance, but we do have a little extra coming up after this, the vote of thanks. And that was such a stellar, high-energy performance. And what other way do we expect to exit this book launch, The King of Soca by the ultimate insider, Lady Montano. All right, so my job here at this time is just to acknowledge all the people and all the effort it took to make this happen this evening. And of course, we're having a launch today, but the launch in itself was preceded by a number of other things that got us to this point, and so there are a number of people we have to recognize. And I'd like to start with all the people who made up this evening's program, all the performers, the spoken word artists, of course, Farmer Nappy, Machel himself, and everybody else who contributed to the rich program that it was. And I want to single out at this time Maxine Williams, our host. I think she did a fantastic job connecting the dots, taking us through this program. I also want to acknowledge our archivist, the curator of the exhibition, who is responsible. You know, those of you joining us from, well, remotely, you don't have the opportunity to walk through this space, but I know the people here will enjoy it so much when they do, when this is over. So thank you so much, Dr. Quinn Johnson, for her efforts in that regard. And all the testimonials we've had from people near and far, thank you for taking the time to give your words of commendation to both Machel and Lady, of course, the star of today's show, Dana, Destra, Tony Chow, Rudolph Otley, 𝐒𝐥𝐢𝐚𝐥, Ashanti. Thank you to everybody. And our set here, I mean, you can't, again, those of you who are not here maybe can't experience the fullness of what we have here, but the decor in this space, thank you so much, Petal Garcia from Petal Designs. All the furniture for today's event has been supplied by Andre Cherry of Now Concepts, and all the flowers by Bernard Beckles of La Tropical. We thank them all very much. And all the sponsors, we can't forget the sponsors who made this evening possible. We have Guardian Media Limited. I mean, they have hosted us. Those of you tuning in via CNC3, that is courtesy of folks, our partners at Guardian Media, National Lotteries Control Board, Hilton, Trinidad, and Conference Center, and C15. Now, I have to say that our technical team this evening really did yeoman service to this program, to really bringing it alive, making it happen, and quite seamlessly so. So we want to recognize Navindra Habukan for leading this production, NH Productions, Johnny Q Sound Company, Sebastian, of course, for all the work, Steve, who you're more commonly referred to as, for all the work that you put into making this work, Lee Aliong for all the graphics and all the support you provided leading up to this time. The GML camera crew has been on point. Thank you all so much. Our DJ, Chucky Ray-Ban. And yeah, take some time to applaud. All right, and Lady's team. Lady's team has been working with her well before this launch. And I have to single out the people who make up that team, who've been part of the book promotion, etc. up to this point. Lisa Gani has been the project consultant and manager, and that part of it. Franco Phillip, and yours truly, of Trinidad Media. Laura Dowridge Phillips, Aliza Rose, Patricia Meshino, Chanel Ambris, Melanie Archer, and the Practice and Unq teams. Thank you all so very much for partnering with us on this journey and staying the course with us. Nate Martin, and again, Dana, thank you all very much. Thank you to the team for making today possible. And last but never least is you, our viewing audience. Thank you all so very much for making this worth our while, for staying with us, for cheering us on, for being part of this historic moment where we have the first biography of Machel Montano, courtesy his mother, his confidant, his former manager, Lady Montano. Thank you all for your support, for your continued support. Remember to go out and get the book. They are available online. Go to kingofsoca.com for more information. You can order them through the Unq app. You can also go to the bookstores here in Trinidad and Tobago, paper-based bookshop at Normandy. There is also 𝐂𝐥 and Metropolitan bookstores. From next week, they will have those. Paper-based has them this week. So folks, go out. We are looking forward to what you have to say, to your thoughts, your feedback on the book. And to take you out now, I want to invite this evening to close off everything for us. Again, this is a Montano affair, so we have to have some dance up in this joint. And so we invite the monk dancers to take us out this evening. Yeah, so they should be coming to the stage any minute now. I think they're waiting on their music. Yeah, we could clap them on.
Look trouble now. Hey, he coming up. Say he coming up. Like a. Hey, every day is sweat. I come out to better, sweating more than you. It's sweat. I come out to sweater, wetter, sweating more than you. I come to wine and jam and a short to catch it more than you. 'Cause when I'm fetting, of course, I just do it like a boss. I'm fetting morning and evening. This is my home and not leaving. I can't get over this feeling. I just want to pay myself. People let me pay a mass. I just want to wine on something. I can't let no bumper pass. Me pride in the lost and found. Watch me how I'm winding down. I all on the dirty gun. And nothing can stop me now. It's whole year. I live for the carnival. And I know that it will be magical. Misbehaving and I don't care at all. So don't try to stop me. I'm a professional. Every day is sweat. I come out to better, sweating more than you. It's sweat. I come out to sweater, wetter, sweating more than you. I come to wine and jam and a short to catch it more than you. 'Cause when I'm fetting, of course, I just do it like a boss. I'm fetting morning and evening. This is my home and not leaving. I can't get over this feeling. Trouble when I leave my house. I looking for bacchanal. All over the place I hunting. Winding up on every girl. All who want to stop and stare. I'm dirty and I don't care. I jam me down anywhere. Every fete I will be there. It's whole year. I live for the carnival. And I know that it will be magical. Misbehaving and I don't care. Soca Kingdom. Soca Kingdom. Soca Kingdom. Who ready? We now start. Get ready, day. Set up on start. Meet we on the way. We lining up. Ready to charge ahead. Forward is not enough. I want you to jump up. Trample the ground now. We heading to downtown. Get all on the railing. So much woman are trailing. Follow the big song. Get ready to mash down. All in the stadium. The whole of the kingdom come down. Time to show me your waves. Time to get some line.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would really like you all to avail yourselves of the hospitality. And also, please, if you can, pass through the exhibition and sign the guest book. We'd love to know your thoughts. Thank you.